Hey everyone, Ben here. Now, is it possible to turn the ugly livery templates of F123 into beautiful designs? Well, let's find out, and the first design you can see on screen is one of the most ugly base game liveries, Swipe. And yet surprisingly, you can turn it into one of the best looking schemes in the game. By getting rid of some of the design layers, you can bring together a livery with some great touches and repeated patterns, which actually really complement some of the fictional sponsor brand logos. And there are elements which bring interest to parts of the car that you can't edit. The slingshot logo sits particularly well here, I think, and when you make use of some of the satin and metallic paint finishes, I think you get something which looks really smart. As ever, the use of black is really important to tie the design together, and I've gone with a gold main colour in satin, which I think looks really premium, perhaps inspired by the DS Automobile's Formula E team. As it stands, this might be my favourite base game livery in F123, and I really didn't think I'd be saying that. On to design number 2, Splice. Now this is some really limited customization options which provides a challenge, but I still think you can get a decent looking livery together with it. I've gone with a Team Lotus inspired scheme of green and yellow, again making the most of the different paint finish options in game. You want to use as big a sponsor logo as you can for the side pod in order to fill some of that dead space, but at least the design does come with elements for the engine cover, which means it doesn't feel as bare. In fact, I actually really like the diagonal design at the rear of the car, and overall I was surprised that you can turn this scheme into something that I'd be prepared to race in. It's not my favourite, but it's definitely passable. On to design number 3, Division, and this one might divide opinion. It's a really busy scheme with lots of design elements, but this time I've gone for an approach where I try to keep as many of them as I can, using subtle colour and paint finish designs on the main body of the car and then pairing red sponsor logos with the other features. I think it looks pretty cool, but it is a more edgy design. It's not really to my personal taste, but the alternative would be to essentially produce a blank car livery. Sometimes you've got to work with what you're given. The red and the grey go really well together, and in fairness, some of the design elements do help provide interest and fill space that you're just not able to edit with the limited design tools. Overall, I was surprised you could get as good a looking livery as you can out of this template. Using the bright red to pop against the more muted greys works particularly well, I think. But let me know which of these designs you like best, and check out the video on screen now for more F123 design ideas.